From far and wide, Oilers fans, this is Dolany TV. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on Dolany TV. I'm Tyson, as I'm going to take you through this one. This one I think is a little bit of a one we have to sit down and talk to ourselves about a little bit more than just talk amongst each other. Because this is a tough one, right? Obviously, we're at that point of the year now. We know what kind of the Oilers need, what the Oilers want, what the Oilers are looking for, right? They've sent out the scouts. We've heard some names now. And all of a sudden, here we sit trying to figure out what the heck it's going to take for the Oilers to acquire some guys. And I honestly think the key piece in any good forward trade, a top six forward trade for the Oilers, is going to involve Kailer Yamamoto. Obviously, yes, Jesse Puljujarvi is in play. Don't kid me. Hockey's a business. Just because one day they say, oh, Jesse, you're not getting traded, guess what? He is very well still in play if any team offers the right package. So the point being, Kailer Yamamoto, kind of the guy who gets talked secondary about compared to Jesse Puljujarvi. But for Yamamoto, I think the big thing here is the upside, right? Yamamoto, 20 years old, same around as Jesse Puljujarvi. However, with Yamamoto, the upside here is he's a young man who's played time in the NHL. You don't have to play him in the NHL if you acquire him, say, next month, whatever. You don't have to play him in the NHL the rest of the season. Obviously, that's fine and dandy with him and get to develop his game. But the beauty here with Kailer Yamamoto is that he gets to develop his body, right? You develop that frame into a hockey playing body, whatever style you want. For Kailer Yamamoto, he likes the speed, he likes the, from what we've seen, he likes to get to the gritty areas, so he just needs to figure out exactly what his game is going to be, and he'll be a wrecking ball for whatever team, whether it be the Oilers or a team that acquires him. Now, as a team looking to acquire someone back in a trade for a good player, a top six forward, when trading with the Oilers, I do not know why you would not want to trade for Kailer Yamamoto, considering that, yes, he's got the frame, he just needs to build the layers on top of it. Whereas Jesse Puljujarvi, you look at Jesse Puljujarvi, and he's got that big frame, he's an awkward kid out there, he doesn't look like he belongs half the time, sometimes it's by accident kind of deal, all the just whatever cliches you want to say about Jesse Puljujarvi's games. However, you look at Jesse Puljujarvi, you know he's going to be a big guy. So in an NHL which is getting smaller and faster, would you want to look at Jesse Puljujarvi, who, don't get me wrong, has excellent speed, or would you want to go over at Kailer Yamamoto, who's a young kid, could be that pinball wrecking ball in front of the net, get a stick to where nobody else can get a stick to kind of deal, and score some gritty goals, score some snipe goals. The kid's got talent. And like I said, you can go out and build on them and see what you can get going along, all right? So there's a little bit of Play-Doh aspect to Kailer Yamamoto, and that's almost what should excite every GM when Edmonton comes calling and they're saying, hey, we're looking at this guy. The first name on that list coming back the other way should be Kailer Yamamoto. And for the Oilers, Yamamoto is a guy they can afford to lose, right? You think about Kirill Maximov, you think about Tyler Benson coming up. Joe Gambardella's got to have a spot on this team at some point, I got to think. You know what? He had a great time. Patrick Russell, a guy who can be a fringe guy, but a guy who could be in place of a Tobias Reeder or something, right? So, balanced out, I think Kailer Yamamoto is that guy we can lose, because you look at Jesse Puljujarvi, right? I talked about the big frame, the big body. Well, all of a sudden, at some point, the Oilers are going to have to get rid of Milan Lucic. That's without a doubt. Something has to give with Milan Lucic and Andrej Sekera in Edmonton, obviously cap space related. But that opens a void. That opens a complete void in which Jesse Puljujarvi has to fill. Now, Jesse Puljujarvi has the capabilities, just like Yamamoto, to be a great goal scorer, great assist, playmaker, whatever, in the NHL, but they need time. And that's the struggle for the Oilers. They need them in the lineup. But at the same rate, they should be playing in the AHL to develop their game. Yes, Puljujarvi, guys, when he went down to the AHL and came back up, it looked like after the first game and reacclimating himself, he had found himself. It looked, oh man, Jesse Puljujarvi, all right, this is going to be a good run. And then, well, we're right back where we left off with Jesse Puljujarvi. So right? It's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, technically, when you're talking about trading Jesse Puljujarvi and Kailer Yamamoto. But Jesse Puljujarvi, I think, has more long-term staying power for the Oilers. And you also got to look at injury prone, right? Kailer Yamamoto's had a couple of injuries this year. He's had a couple injuries over the course of a career now, whereas Jesse Puljujarvi's been pretty good. And I like holding on to Jesse Puljujarvi more than I like holding on to Kailer Yamamoto. The point being with the AHL stuff is both of them, post-acquisition, post-trade, should not be in the NHL. They should be down there in the AHL, getting more acclimated to the big man's game, getting acclimated to a professional game. I feel bad for Jesse Puljujarvi, almost bad enough to say that's why I want to keep him. But at the same rate, Kailer Yamamoto is a guy that we don't necessarily need on an Edmonton Oilers team, which already has a great chunk of high-end skill. You look at Draisaitl, you look at McDavid, and I really don't think Kailer Yamamoto will ever develop to be that bona fide sniping winger for Connor McDavid. I just don't see it. Flat out don't see it. So you got to look at the team needs, and I see the team needing somebody to come into the top 6 and be able to get the job done a lot better than Jesse Puljujarvi, a lot better than Alex Chiasson, a lot better than anyone. Because let's not kid ourselves here. Alex Chiasson is a beauty. The goal scoring has been phenomenal. The assist making, not so much. The point totals really aren't there for a guy who plays on a line with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Balance it out, yeah, I know a couple of games off due to not getting into the lineup, a couple of games off due to injury, whatever the point may be. But let's go kind of review what we're talking about in Kailer Yamamoto here and kind of get ourselves turned around. So, Kailer Yamamoto played his last game before the injury November 6th. Those 3 games prior, so 6th, 30th, and 28th of October, no points, only a +1 in those 5 games. His time on ice, anywhere between 16:17 to 11:36. And in the past 2, he's played on the 29th and the 16th. Guys, for Kailer Yamamoto, this just really has not panned out to be what we're hoping for out of him. And you got to look at it as such of, you know what? Maybe move on kind of deal. But for Yamamoto, let's go over the NHL career standard, right? He had 3 assists in 9 games as a 19-year-old. It was a bright spot. We thought we had something. However, this year, 14 games played, 2 points, a goal and an assist. And just like I said, he needs to develop his NHL game. And in terms of what his NHL game will be, based on what we've seen, speed and high-end skill, yes, oh man, don't get me wrong. I would love to have that on the Oilers. However, I think getting what you could possibly get out, right? These 2 kids, Jesse Puljujarvi and Kailer Yamamoto, are total crapshoots. Getting what you could out of Jesse Puljujarvi, you can get pretty much what you could out of Kailer Yamamoto, minus a few speed points. You know what? I am fine. I'm fine with it. I think it is 100% a good deal. Now, when you're talking about trade targets, obviously, Kailer Yamamoto is a guy that can command a little bit of respect in terms of GM's trading options. So guys that have been mentioned, and I mean, I've mentioned Benson in trades for guys, but Kailer Yamamoto going in the other way for a Matt Zuccarello, that's speed for speed. It fits a need that the Rangers have down the road. You know what? It's possible. A guy like Wayne Simmons, who's also been mentioned. Guys in St. Louis, you know what? If you were to go blow a big trade up and go and do a Tarasenko trade, Kailer Yamamoto, a first, Cam Talbot, and a defenseman, guys, that would be a massive move for the Oilers, but a move that, right, Kailer Yamamoto comes in there and assists in making because of what he could become for any NHL team. They literally send him down to the AHL and say, hey, if you want a spot on this team, be this player, develop your game that way, and we'll make sure you stay here long term. That's for sure. And in closing, what I'm going to say is if the Oilers want to keep Kailer Yamamoto, that's exactly what they have to do for him too. Send him down, make him into an NHL player in the AHL, bring him back up. Because right now, for both these kids, Jesse Puljujarvi and Kailer Yamamoto, it's just not working in the NHL. And you know what? Like I said, I'm fine losing Yamamoto. Puljujarvi, I'm still undecided. I really would like to see him succeed in Edmonton. However, guys, the comments are left up to you. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm Tyson. This has been Dolany TV. As always, make sure to tune in tomorrow for the game preview against the Calgary Flames. I will catch you in the next one.